He talks about not making predictions. He's the only person that right after Barack Obama's speech, he publicly said, and nobody else said it at the time, that he will be the first African American president. What did you see in that speech? It was a great speech, but what did you see in that speech? You saw somebody that wasn't, I don't think he was.
He wasn't.
He wasn't senator yet.
No, he wasn't angry.
Okay.
I think white people are afraid of black anger, and maybe they should, but they don't like it. They're afraid of it. And
But-
they see a
but-
guy
but
who's
you
not
saw other
angry.
stuff in
I'm
there.
telling you, I've thought it through.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't angry at us. He was American through immigration as well as history here. He had white grandparents and all that stuff on the other side, and his mother raised him, and he had that experience of being raised in both races. Incredible experience to have that experience, the perspective of both sides, with some racism on part of his white family. He had it all. He had the immigrant experience going for him. And when he talked about our country, it got me. I said, well, first of all, we're all completely open to patriots. When he said we're not a white country or a blue country or a red country, and I just thought he had us. And I don't know how much of that was manipulation. Maybe it was to some extent. But he caught me. And so I think he caught me. I thought he would catch the rest of us. I just thought he threaded the needle. He caught us in a way that we wanted to be caught. And I think a lot of people like Peggy Newman voted for him. Maybe she won't admit it, but
You're spilling the beans, Chris.
Joey Nixon, people I know, I think a lot of nice Republicans voted for him, just said he deserved. Then they found out he was a Democrat. He went against them the next time.
Well,
But
it was incredible at the time, and both
He was a patriot.
you and Kathleen remember this. When Ted Kennedy went and gave that speech, and it infuriated the Clintons, that basically putting the Kennedy name behind it, and they thought they owned the Kennedys and stuff, and the Kennedys seeing that they were more aligned with Barack Obama than Hillary.
Well, there's some of that there, and the trouble with the Democratic Party that I've grown up with is they don't settle their fish. They let it. There's always something going into a general election. In 1968, G. McCarthy didn't get around to endorsing Humphrey. He just did. Well, maybe he shouldn't have, but he didn't do it until very late. In 1980, Ted Kennedy wouldn't even let Jimmy Carter. He wouldn't even put his hand on Jimmy Carter in the convention. They wouldn't put their hand together here in New York. And he was playing that game against them. It wasn't nice. It was wrong of Kennedy to play that game. I think the Bernie people didn't come out with any enthusiasm for Hillary. I think the Democratic Party has got to learn how to, a little democratic centralism, as the communists say. Fight and then agree, but eventually agree. And they don't. Republicans, on the other hand, the line is Democrats fall in love, Republicans fall in line. And Republicans, 80% for Trump, despite his behavior. Can you imagine if he had a couple weeks that were like presidential? It would be awesome. I mean, I keep the people say, "Oh, we got him at 38." Well, it's always been 38. First of all, it's been 38 since he got there. But imagine he doesn't need much more than 38 because he only needs a couple. Is get a Democratic opponent, beat the hell out of them, get himself up to 42, and he can win the thing again. It's scary how he's held on to his peeps.